Hello everyone, as you can probably guess from the title, I am going to be respectfully critiquing 4rcane's Glorybringer Analysis. I feel like she brought up some flawed evidence or unreasonable demands, whatever you want to call it, and I feel like I should just critique it as respectfully and kindly as possible, and let's just get into it.
I joined a Glorybringer map at some point, but gradually as I thought about it more, my opinion changed. Glorybringer is messed up not just by one angle, but by multiple.
Alright, I'm going to say this as respectfully as possible. Does anyone else think it's a little, I don't know, scummy that she joined a map and then left halfway through because she didn't like Glorybringer? She's like, oh, I'm just going to join the map. Oh, never mind, I changed my mind. Good luck on this map. Does anyone think that's, like, disrespectful or rude or just generally not a good thing to do, to leave halfway through a map just because you don't like Glorybringer? But anyway, that's not what's important. Moving on.
Alright, let's get started with the biggest concern mentioned by people. That has to be the age gap.
I've actually proven that Deathbringer is 9 and not 13. I will link that video down in the pinned comment or in the description. It's my Glorybringer analysis. I use textual evidence to prove that Deathbringer is 9, and you should check that out. Anyway, let's continue.
In American law, being 17 means that she's a minor and cannot have relations with anyone above the age of 18.
On the contrary, the legal age of consent in Massachusetts, which is where Wings of Fire was written, is 16. So actually, Glory would be above the legal age of consent if she lived in Massachusetts, which is where Wings of Fire was written. So the legal age of consent for Wings of Fire should be 16, and if you converted that to Dragon Ages, it would be 6. And if you don't believe me, look it up. The legal age of consent in Massachusetts is 16.
According to the Wings of Fire wiki, Deathbringer is 13 years old.
The Wings of Fire wiki has been wrong on multiple occasions. It even wouldn't allow you to even talk about Glorybringer for a certain amount of time. The ship was banned. The Wings of Fire wiki is so incredibly flawed. I can't believe you're citing that as a source. The Wings of Fire wiki should not be considered canon. It just shouldn't be, because half the stuff on there isn't even canon. The Wings of Fire wiki is just incredibly flawed. So don't use that as a source.
Deathbringer consistently harasses Glory. Though his personality seems to be constantly making sly comments, nowadays most of his comments seem to be concentrated on Glory. He was silent during Darkstalker's takeover pretty much, which is surprising to me. Deathbringer also continuously defies orders from Glory, who is his queen, such as overguarding her when she has 7 other dragons looking after her who could spit acid and likely do a better job than him. He's an assassin, not a guard. Obsessed much?
Here's the thing. Deathbringer is not harassing Glory if she consents to him being there. Now, there's no direct confirmation of him consenting for her consenting for him to follow her around, but there's also no direct confirmation of her telling him not to follow her. So you can't really say he defied orders, because the book never directly states that she told him to not follow her around. And just so you know, jokes don't count. Also, a little editor's note, there's no one better at stopping assassins than the world's best assassin, so don't claim that these lazy Rainwings can do his job better. Alright, so there's no one better at stopping assassins than him. He saved her life 3 times. Guess how many times the Rainwings saved her life? None. So, the Rainwings can't do his job better, really.
What makes me confused is why he's so constantly around her and complains when he isn't. This is a sign of attraction, I know, but it's also controlling, as it seems like he doesn't want her out of his sights. This is pretty much stalking, because he's just constantly following her around. This harassment and the breaking of requests is something commonly found in cases of grooming, where the abuser will break down the boundaries of the victim and gradually move the line at which things are considered inappropriate.
I don't really like how she makes this, like, far-reaching claim that Deathbringer is a groomer because he's overprotective, because that's a trait commonly found in, like, bodyguards, am I right? Overprotectiveness, because they have to be overprotective or else the person they're defending is going to die. I feel like this is just a wide, far-reaching claim that doesn't really have any standing, or whatever you want to call it. So I feel like it's not really stalking if she consents to it, and yeah. He's her bodyguard, so he kind of is supposed to be around her.
We've also not been shown them dating or any form of reciprocation of feeling from Glory, just a constant harassing of her.
No reciprocation of love from Glory? Alright, here we got this quote. On page 128, Glory and Deathbringer have this exchange. Yes, because you're the most important queen in Pyria, Deathbringer said, and also because I couldn't live without you. Not that you care, torturing me with your recklessness all the time. That's true, Glory said. You'd be an absolute mess, the way you were before you met me. I was only half a dragon before I met you, he declared, and I'd be even less if I lost you now. Alright, settle down, she said, affectionately. Emphasis on the word affectionately. This proves that she likes him, because she said things affectionately. There's also another instance of this on page 66. The book says this about Glory. She gave him an exasperated look. You can't always be, she said in a low, surprisingly affectionate voice that made Winter rethink everything he had assumed about the queen and her bodyguard. This shows that Glory feels affection for Deathbringer, and you wouldn't feel that way towards someone who is stalking you. Both of these quotes are from Winter Turning, by the way.
So, should Glorybringer be allowed in fandom spaces? In my opinion, it shouldn't be. Any relationship with that sort of a gap between a 17-year-old and their partner sets a bad precedent, especially in a series with younger readers such as Wings of Fire, and it might make it seem like that stuff is okay just because it is canon. Though most of what I mentioned in the actual chemistry of the couple section was stuff that may be normal for most couples, I still feel like the fact that Deathbringer is much older than Glory paints it all in a negative sort of light.
Alright, this is the part that really makes me mad, because she's calling for the ship to be banned, which I think is just too much. I mean, Deathbringer's age is inconsistent in all the books, so I feel like calling for the ship to be banned is overzealous and kind of unfair. She's just being really overzealous, and I feel like it's just an overreaction to ban the ship.
In the future, I hope the ship sinks. I like the concept on the surface. Having two fiery characters who are both dangerous in their own right, but tolerate each other sounds fun. I know several ships with that and it works. However, once I dove a little bit deeper in, I found I cannot possibly support the ship with my morals. Glory deserves better than a stalker, and the only thing Deathbringer will bring her is emotional pain. That's all.
Now she's hoping that the ship sinks. Listen, I won't sit here and try to claim Glorybringer is the perfect ship, because it's not completely perfect. Deathbringer is a little bit clingy, I will admit, but that's a problem that could be improved. Let's just say, hypothetically, the ship was two real people. Overprotectiveness could be improved. Glory and Deathbringer just need to sit down and have a conversation about boundaries, and as long as Deathbringer takes that seriously, which I know he would, considering his character, then it would become a much happier ship, and it's already pretty happy as it is. It would become almost perfect if they just did that. So now she's hoping that a happy couple that could possibly get even happier break up. It just seems kind of sad, if you ask me.
Lastly, because I know some people are gonna need this disclaimer, please do not attack Glorybringer shippers. Most of them are young and don't know any better.
Okay, can you say that again? Most of us are younger and we don't know any better? Really? Now she's trying to claim that we have no idea what we're talking about because we're too young and too dumb to understand. That is what she's saying. She is saying that we are too dumb to know what we're talking about, and she's just trying to invalidate our opinions now. This is precisely why I unsubscribed from 4rcane, because she tries to invalidate the opinions of everyone who disagrees with her. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'm sorry if any parts of this video came off as disrespectful or rude, but I tried to do it as respectfully as possible. I tried to make this video in good faith, as 4rcane would say, but that's really difficult to do when the person who's arguing against you calls you, says you're okay with stalkers and stuff like that, and she's trying to invalidate your opinions by saying you're too young to know any better. That's just really, really hard to truthfully give my opinion on what the other person is saying without being disrespectful. So I am really sorry if any parts of this video came off as disrespectful, and I don't really mean any disrespect. I don't know how I feel about 4rcane. I mean, I still think she's okay. It's just this video made me lose a great deal of respect for her because she tried to invalidate my opinion. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.